Let's see what happens. Okay, it says recording. That's good. I don't know what it's recording, but we'll find out afterwards.
All right, I'm going to mute myself now so you can take it away.
Oh, cool. Exciting. So, hey, everybody. I'm Anna Puma, and I'm in England. I'm a wedding photographer, and I review websites as well for photographers and for other wedding people as well. I started reviewing websites a couple of years ago, I think. I've done about 250 now. And it's been really fun. I've learned a lot. I've done a couple of your guys' websites on here already. I hope that they've been super useful for you. But I thought I would just go through some things that I've picked up along the way about how to use your website to get your ideal client. Because I run Kick-Ass Photographers, which is all about getting your ideal client. And the reason for that is that you want to enjoy your job. I did a poll in the group actually, and most people wanted to enjoy their job more than they wanted to earn loads of money. So I thought it's super important that we can attract these ideal clients. And when you do attract ideal clients, you're more likely to be booked by them because they know that you're speaking to them, if that makes sense. So I will dig into, first of all, why and how you need an ideal client. So basically, why is just because, you know, it's really good to firstly to be Marmite on your website. So put off the wrong people, attract the right people. And if you know exactly who you want to attract, then you will be easily be able to speak to them, and they will feel like that you're the right one for them. So obviously there's like a million wedding photographers out there and all sorts of different photographers out there. And how does someone choose? And if your website is kind of vanilla, kind of like everybody else's, then why would they choose you? It might be because you're the cheapest or you're the nearest or something like that. But if they feel like you're speaking to them and that your website is for them, then they're much more likely to remember you and to actually book you and to value you as well. It's one of those things where you're willing to spend more money on something because you feel like it's kind of the right one. You don't even know why. So it's really important to have a good ideal client. How is difficult because whenever I do these website reviews, I have a booking form that people fill in, and often it's, you know, their ideal client, I ask them what their ideal client is. They say 25 to 45, likes photos, is having a fun wedding, and enjoys Netflix or whatever. And I'm like, that's like everybody. So you really need to nail it down, because how do you write your website for literally everybody? It's so hard to even begin to know what to say on your website if you don't know who you're talking to. So you want to nail it down to one person. A really easy way to do it is to think of your best ever client. So what's the best shoot you've ever done, the best wedding you've ever done, the best client you've ever had? Like, they would have valued you, they would have really liked you, they would have chosen you for you, they would have had similar values. So think about that person. What do they do? What do they like? What are they afraid of? What are they excited by? Make them into an actual like avatar, an actual person. And then when you do your website, you can think, okay, I'm going to write a little bit about how I work. What would my ideal client appreciate here? What do they value? And what can I write here that they would think, yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. So always like give them a name, like have that person in your head all the time. And so when you're curating your gallery, think, does my ideal client like a picture of shoes on their own? Does my ideal client enjoy photos of the family lined up? Or does my ideal client really love dance floor photos where everyone's having a wild time? You know, there are going to be clients out there who hate those wild time party photos, who are not looking for that. And therefore they'll go away from your website. Whereas the people who are looking for that, who just want to have a really good party, will see your photos and think, yes, this is the one. Whereas if you've got a bit of everything in your portfolio, you're not going to have anyone go, yes, this is the one. They're going to think, you know, this will do, this photographer will do. They're in our price range, and, you know, the photos are all good and everything, but they're not going to be excited about you. So they're not going to invest in you, like financially or emotionally. So I've got Sam's writing some stuff here. Oh, will there be a replay? Yes, I am recording it, and so hopefully we'll be able to upload it again. I've never recorded Zoom before, so hopefully that will work. Oh yes, oh, I just hired you to review my website. Yes, you did. You're my next one on the list, actually. I'm really excited. If you could tell me how to pronounce your name, that would be really helpful. I'm so sorry. Sam says, or just weddings. Think about your best clients and turn them into an avatar. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I just want someone who wants a wedding photographer. Like, You know, I've seen it so many times in my booking form for the website review where someone just says, oh, they just, you know, they want to have a nice wedding. It's like, that's everybody. Does my ideal client like this when considering each thing you're putting on your website? Exactly, yeah. Scheherazade. Scheherazade? Did I get it right? So that's your ideal client. And I really hope that helps a little bit. So what we're going to do now is look at little things on your website that you can do to attract them. So these are things that I look at when I do the website reviews, which I actually do with my partner Todd. We kind of riff off each other and it's quite fun. He said I was better off to do this live on my own because I'm a motor mouth. Thanks, Todd. So what you want to do for your website is firstly think of your goal. What do you want? So that's going to be really helpful. So do you want to book, 10 weddings a year? Do you want to book 40 weddings a year? Do you want quality clients? That sort of thing. Because I just did a website review for someone who said to me he only wants 12 weddings a year. And I looked at his website and it was all fine. His work was really, really good, but he was charging so low that literally he could book 60 weddings a year at that price because people will book for the cheap price. I thought, if you only want 12 weddings a year, charge more because you don't need to go super low. You don't need to book everybody. And his website, his booking form with us, I don't know if he's here, his booking form with us said his ideal client is kind of a middle of the road kind of person. They like average things. They kind of want an average photographer. And it made me sad because I thought, you know, you've got to aim higher, be more confident in yourself. Like, why wouldn't you aim a little bit higher and have clients you're really excited about? And I think he was probably just afraid to put himself out there. And I find that so much with website reviews, that people are literally just afraid to put themselves out there and to be Marmite. You know, they think, oh, but, you know, I'll put this on my website and people won't like it. And that's okay, that's good, because like there's millions of people getting married. You don't need to book them all. You don't have, you know, a million weekends to shoot these weddings. So the few weddings you do, you want to actually enjoy them. So you might as well, you know, target those people. So have those goals and you think about what you want, and also then show those people your value. What is it that you do that's good? Why are you special? Why are you different? It could be that you're really skilled at doing creative group photos and your ideal client loves like family photos and putting big photos on the wall, or maybe they love artistic photos they can put on the wall and blow up huge, and you're really good at that. Maybe you're really, really confident with people and you can like herd the crowd, and your couple know that their guests are like wild and, you know, they're not going to be easily tamed, and they need a photographer who can tame their guests. You know, your value is different to everybody else's. Like just being, you know, a good photographer isn't enough because we're all good photographers. You need to show why you are different. For me, it's that I have the confidence to go up to people and chat to them and get up close. I'm not worried about getting in people's faces and chatting and getting to know people. And also that there are two of us at every wedding. So I show my couples the value there, that they'll get different angles, they'll get bride and groom prep. They won't have a moment missed. So my ideal client doesn't want to miss a thing at their wedding. Like when we're off doing family portraits, they want to know what their guests are up to back at the reception. So that's where I show my value, that the other photographer will be there, and you'll get to see that at the end of the wedding when you get the photos. You'll see what everyone got up to. Have a quick look at these comments. Caitlin, this is such a hard feeling to get past. Which feeling was that? Sorry, I don't know when that popped up. I'll come back to that. Not being mediocre. Oh. It's hard to have confidence in yourself, but yeah, if you don't believe in yourself, your clients are not going to. And if you don't value yourself, your clients are not going to. And it's so easy to say on your website, oh, I mean, I'm good, but it's hard to get confident. Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, you're good. And if you say on your website, like, if you don't say, you know, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, and have confidence in the way you put your photos up there and show yourself, then they're not going to book you. Like, what harm does it do to just show your best work and show that you are confident in what you do? It doesn't do any harm. It'll get people to book you. I buy services because I have that confidence in people, because they believe in themselves too. So if it's really that hard, just like pretend you're super confident, act it, and it will come. Anyway, you can also address portrait photography websites too. Yeah, I do. Oh, Seshu, hey. I do review portrait websites as well. And it's the same thing. Like, know your ideal client and speak to them. So, you know, with portraits, it could be that you've got a studio and maybe you do family portraits and the family values time together that is not stressful. So you can show that your value is that you are a calming presence and it's a day out. Actually, I did a portrait website review, Michelle Morris, I think her name was, and she has a farm and she does a day at the farm plus a photo shoot, and she wasn't selling it as a day at the farm plus a photo shoot. And I thought, if I've got, you know, 6 kids like one of you guys have, to know that someone else could take my kids off my hands for a day and they'd have a great time and I'd have photos to show at the end of it, that is super valuable. And she wasn't selling it that way at all. And it was such a great USP. So think about what you do differently and what your value is. I think it's hard to know what, I've got a comment from Kelly, hard to know what makes you stand out, hard to show it without sounding braggy or salty. I love the word salty, I only learned that recently. It is hard. I do find actually with website reviews, I spend a good half an hour on them, and often we'll go through the website talking about all these little things that someone can do, and at the end we'll say, you know what, your special thing is this. You really need to bring that to the forefront. And it will sometimes take us that half hour of going through and deep inside their blogs, inside their portfolio, inside their about page, everything, to think, actually, that's the thing that makes you stand out. Or it's their booking form with us as well. So we've had the longest booking forms for the website reviews where, you know, they talk all about themselves and everything, and that stuff's not on their website. And I'll say to them, that stuff you wrote to me about yourself, you are so fun. I want to hang out with you. Like, this is how you stand out. Put that, copy and paste it straight on your website. That is what makes me remember you. And I remember some of my reviewees, like I'll remember personality traits of theirs because they put it on their booking form and it made me like them. There's the whole like marketing thing of like know, like, trust, I think it's called. So if they feel like they know you, they feel like they like you, then they can trust you and they're so much more likely to buy from you. So yeah, it's about having confidence and knowing your skills and what makes you stand out. But yeah, if you need help, you obviously you can book a website review and I can help you. But yeah, it's about digging deep, really, I think, and not comparing yourself to other people too many times. So yeah, show that you're an expert in your field as well. So think about things that your ideal client values. So for me, my ideal client values having a good time with their family and having a good party and spending time with their family and friends. So I do things like blog posts on how to have a fun wedding, how to plan a relaxed wedding, why you shouldn't worry about your dress getting dirty, why you shouldn't worry about it raining, things like that, because they're the things that my ideal client worries about or wants to know. So show that you're an expert in your field by blogging those things. You can do top 10s or how-tos and info posts. Show that you're an expert in your sort of how you work bio bit. You know, you could be an engagement shoot photographer, and you might know all the best places in your area to do engagement shoots. You're a super expert in that. So that is where your value comes out. You need to show yourself as an expert and you're the one to go to. And again, it comes back to thinking about, what does your ideal client appreciate? Do they appreciate local expert knowledge? Do they appreciate someone who will make them feel relaxed? Do they appreciate someone who will make them look really good? So just think about that, because if you don't know that, then you're not going to attract any of those people at all. Think about your message that you want to put across as well. So for me, it's along the lines of, like, your message can just be one like tagline. So for me, it's something like super fun wedding photography in Brighton for laid back couples or something like that. It changes a little bit all the time, but think about like what it is that you do, like your style of photography, where you are and your genre of photography, and think about who it's for as well. So the character trait and the type of people, and then there's your tagline. And that's the first thing that people should see on your website is your tagline. You need to make sure definitely where though as well, because that's like a big one if someone can't work out where you are. And so yeah, that sets the tone for the whole website. And if someone comes to my website and sees super fun photography for laid back couples, they'll think, we're actually kind of traditional, our family's quite serious, maybe she's not the one for us. Great, they can go and find someone who's perfect for them. They will find that. We actually recently booked a wedding where they wouldn't actually postpone for the coronavirus. So we said to them, look, like, we're not going to do it. You can have your money back. They had to postpone in the end anyway. But we said to them, we'll find you someone. We'll find you a photographer to cover your wedding. and we found them the most perfect photographer. And we talk about it every day because this photographer is a friend of mine and he pops up on Facebook all the time. I'm like, I can't believe how perfect this photographer is for our couple. I really hope they actually book him because they are so in sync. They have so much in common. And they must have been so excited when we sent his URL. And they would have been like, wow, we are literally the same as this guy. And it's so exciting to see that match. Lauren says, can I repeat the tagline formula? So style. So for me, it would be fun, or you could have relaxed. I see a lot of fun, relaxed, natural taglines in a lot of wedding photography websites. It could be documentary or creative, beautiful, romantic, whatever. Location, so where you are, and your genre, so wedding or elopement photography, or portrait photography. For a character trait, so laid back, adventurous, awkward, and then what kind of person they are, so couples or families or people, whatever you want. So I think mine's something like super fun wedding photography in Brighton for laid back couples, something like that. So it just spells it out exactly. Oh, you're welcome, Lauren. It spells out exactly who you are and who they are straight off the bat. And also make sure it matches who you actually are. So there's absolutely no point in saying I'm a fun, bubbly photographer, I'm doing documentary photos if you're actually quite shy, introverted, you're a fly on the wall, you're a bit of a ninja. There's no point, because you're going to come to the wedding and they'll think this is not what we expected, or you'll go to a client meeting and they'll think no, and you won't book them and they won't know why. The photographer won't know why this couple didn't book. So there is someone for everyone. So if you're like really shy and introverted, that's great. Use that to sell yourself, because a lot of couples will want someone who is not going to inject themselves on your wedding or your shoot. Some couples will want someone who is just going to take a back seat and just quietly document everything. So you don't have to be like wacky or whatever. Just be yourself. That's the main thing. Is that a dog or a child? I can see the top of her head. I think it's a child. Hello. I'm so cute. If anyone's got dogs and cats, by the way, feel free to bring them into the video. I'm going to run through quickly like what I look for on a website review, and hopefully this will help you guys. So first thing I do is look for a first impression. So like, what kind of feeling do I get from this website? And then I dig deeper into like, is this actually what the photographer was looking to put across from their booking form with me? First impression is also the kind of photos they show. So I'll look later at their portfolio and think, why isn't that photo the first photo I saw? And often that happens. Often, like, the first photo is not the best, most eye-catching photo that they've got in their portfolio. And sometimes you get so blind to your own portfolio, you get bored of it. Maybe your best photo is actually 5 years old and you think, I should have the newer stuff up first. But that you want a really, really strong first impression. So you've got the photo, the first photo they see, the tagline. You don't want to have like tons and tons of a wall of text on your homepage where people have to scroll through. They're not going to read it all. Just keep it really snappy, keep it really short, keep it to the point. I'm just having a quick look at the comments. Good one. We'll get to you to know you and ask lots of questions and keep it working till it's right. I think she was answering somebody else's question, sorry. Ruby says, oh, you're emotionally attached to it. Oh, the photo, yeah, that's it. That's the thing that's why I record the website reviews rather than do it via Skype. Because if I do it on Skype and say, oh, this isn't the best photo for you to put on the homepage slideshow, and they'll say, oh yeah, but you see, this is the couple who ... I'm not supposed to know that, because as a client, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know the meaning behind that photo. A photo has to speak for itself. And it's so easy because what happened in that moment. There was a special moment. You've got to try to look objectively and think, actually, does this photo tell the story without me having to tell the story? And if it doesn't, it's not going to have the impact that you want. So it's really hard to detach yourself emotionally, but you do have to do that sometimes. Getting someone else to look through your website, your portfolio as well, and just ask them, like, is this a good first impression? Is this photo like eye-catching or not? Can you tell the story behind this photo? Is always worth asking people. I look at the user experience in general. So is it easy to navigate? Is it easy to get what I'm looking for? Is it easy to find who you are, where you are, and all of those things. It's easy to get in contact sometimes. I have had a couple of people who don't have a contact button. So I'm like, you're making me work really hard to get in contact, and there are so many other photographers I could look at who it's really easy. Is it easy to find out what kind of person you are and that sort of thing? I get a lot of websites that are a rabbit warren. Like the menu will have drop downs, and then within there's links, and you end up like on a maze of different pages, and there's just no need. No one is going to spend a half an hour on your website reading everything. No one's going to read the page about this specific way of how you work and then that specific way of how you work. They just want to get to the nitty gritty and just find out if they like you and you do the sort of thing that they are looking for. So we also look at navigation. So the menu, you don't want your menu to be creative. Like some people might have, instead of contact, it will say meet me, and meet me is fine and nice, but it's not that clear. Like sometimes people might think meet me means like let's set up a meeting, and they might not want that just yet. So just don't be too creative with your menu items. It's just not the place for it. And not too many like millions of drop downs or anything like that. If it just gets too confusing. Seshi says, do you have a graphic that shows us an ideal way a site should be structured? No, because I wouldn't want everyone's website to look the same as each other's. I think there needs to be that sort of creative element too, where you have it how you want it. I think the basics are that it should have a really strong first impression and be clear what you do. Outside of that, when I do website reviews, I don't say, right, you need to structure it exactly like this. I might say, oh, maybe remove that bit of text, or put these two bits together, condense that. A nice little picture of you would be good here, and perhaps swap these bits around. I don't want to say to everyone, this is the way that everyone should do it, because imagine if you were looking for a photographer and everyone's website was the same. Like there are enough templates out there that they're similar enough without us all having like the exact same thing. But generally I would say like, a nice big image at the top, a clear headline, a picture of you and a call to action and a little bit of text about you and how you work I would say was the basic structure. Menu at the top. I did a website review for someone who had the menu in the middle and it only popped up as you scrolled. You had to go find it. So things like that, like user friendliness, are important. Everyone's like starting to, yeah, exactly, Seshi, yeah. A lot of websites do look the same. And we all do use templates. I'm using a template right now, but then you move things around, you change the colors to what you want. Like my website is the color of my flat because I love like teal, hot pink, and yellow. So I've made it stand out in a way that's personal to me. And I've written the text in a way that's personal to me. Like I have read a lot of websites where it's like a smush of everyone else's copy. Like it's like, it doesn't feel like it's written by them. It feels like it's written by everybody in one go. And I'll read really, really familiar sentences and really familiar ways of describing how they work because it's so influenced by other photographers. And I'll read their email, their booking form with me, and I'll think, that's not how you write. And actually, the way you write is really nice. And I did a website review for someone the other day who she kept on saying in her booking form, I have a really dark sense of humor. I was like, your website isn't showing me that. And I really want to see this dark sense of humor. It sounds really fun. It sounds really different. And, if you've got that sense of humor on the wedding day, you don't want to surprise anyone with that. So, put it on the website and the right people will be like, yes, this is the one. You'd be surprised at the things that people pick up on that make you think you're the one. So next, I look at the copy. So I make sure it's got their personality in it. And that it appeals to their ideal client. And sometimes if their ideal client profile on the booking form with me isn't clear, I will think about maybe what it is that they might be looking for or what I think they are actually probably attracting with their website. I look at branding just to make sure that matches as well. You don't want like really classical branding and a really out there kind of copy. I did a website review recently for someone who had a really traditional logo and the whole rest was really, really bold and punchy and fun. And she said, yeah, that came from my old portrait studio, that logo. And it was just so immediately obvious. It just doesn't fit together. So everything has to fit together. Where do you suggest putting things like that, if not all on the homepage? Things like what? Referring to copy? You could have, I have an info page where I talk about how I work. On my about page, I talk about myself and also I talk about who my client is. And you can just, I use, another top tip is reviews from clients. So I use testimonials to say how I work without me having to say it. So it's really hard to say like, I'm really awesome at doing this. Whereas a client can say, oh, Anna's really awesome at doing this. And it's like social proof plus educating your client. So that's like my top tip on websites is, you know, use these testimonials really, really carefully and really well to put your message across. And when I do these reviews, I'll often read someone's testimonial. I'll help them cut it down because it'll be really, really long and no one's going to read all of that. So I cut it right down. I say to them, maybe take this bit and that bit and put that together and make it bigger, and then you've got it. What platform do I use to create my website? Oh, I use WordPress and Profoto and a bit of Elementor, I think, as well. All sorts of different things. But I think it doesn't really matter, apart from maybe SEO, it can make a difference for. Portfolio. So you want to make sure, like I said before, that your portfolio attracts your ideal client. So don't show everything. It's really important to have a general portfolio page as well. So not just blog posts or sessions, but one page that has your best photos, maybe 30 to 50 photos. You don't need tons. You don't need to fill it up with just like fillery bits, and make sure it's consistent with edit, style, everything like that. I have done a few reviews where there's like, you can tell the really old photos in there because it's an entirely different edit style. And I think, which one am I going to get as a client? I don't know which one I'm going to get. They need to know. I look also at the kind of blog posts that people write. So it's great to write up client sessions because it's good to show how you cover the whole wedding, but intersperse that with info posts, like I mentioned before. So how-tos, top 10s, things that appeal to your ideal client. So I'm reading my notes here so I don't forget anything for you guys. I get a lot of waffle as well when I look at people's websites. There's a lot of repetition and they use like 1,000 words where they could use 100, and they'll repeat it over and over in slightly different words throughout the website. And I think I'm none the wiser on how you work because it's so hard work just to read through all of this. I'm not taking it in. There is no impact whatsoever. So shorten it all down, cut it right down, and give it more impact. So basically, at the end of your someone looking at your website, you want them to come away feeling like they know you, that they like you, that they feel like they can trust you, and that you would get on, and that you do the sort of thing that they're looking for. You want someone to leave your website feeling like they can't wait to get in touch as well. They cannot wait to talk to you. And also you want them to go away feeling like if they called you or emailed you, they know what they would get back. So if I called someone, I want to know, am I going to get someone fun and chatty, or am I going to get someone a bit more serious? Like, you need to give a good enough impression on your website of yourself that they could call you up and know what to expect. That's kind of like my baseline for how to put yourself across. Is it clear what you do and how you do it? Sometimes I have done reviews where I have no idea what they actually do, and I've had to dig really deep to actually work it out. Was it, you want something memorable about yourself too? So it can be anything from like weird things you like to like a really banging photo or something like that, just to help them remember you. Was it easy to find what they were looking for? Like if they want to find photos, is it easy to find a portfolio? Have you named it some obscure thing? Can they get in touch really easily? Is the site consistent? So you want them to feel like it was the same person's website the whole time. Sometimes I'll see like every page is a bit different, and it just feels like who is this? Like it's like you're trying a different template on every page, and it just feels like there wasn't the thought put into it. So you want to look professional in that sense. And you want also your website to be informative but not overwhelming. Like the masses of information can be really overwhelming to someone, and that's not the impression you want to leave someone with. How do you get across being awkward to clients throughout the website? So do you mean if they are awkward and you want to appeal to or that you are awkward? I think I can see your window there. So you want to put across that you are awkward to them, or you don't want them to know that you're awkward. And Lauren says, if you re-edit all photos you love with your edit style, do you share them with the new edits? No, I can't be bothered. No. You can put it on your blog, but they've had their photos and they're happy with them, so there's no need to do extra. So you're saying you are awkward. I think that's fine, because do you know what? Fellow awkward people will feel so like in tune with that, and they'll think, oh, she's like us. And you know, some people think they're really awkward and they're really not as well. Like, you know, I've only had, I think, one client meeting where the client was really actually genuinely awkward, and I was like, this is painful because whew, this is really hard work and they are being really weird. And I think it's rare that someone's genuinely that awkward, and I can see from you right now you don't look that awkward, like you're smiling at the camera. So I think, you know, you can play it to your advantage, you know, like you totally get it. I'm so awkward myself. Like, I get it that you'll feel awkward in front of the camera, but don't worry, this is my job, this is what I do. I make you feel comfortable. So yeah, don't worry about, like, you know, being yourself, because it will appeal to people. Lauren says that's a relief. Oh, good. Right. I want to have a quick, like, 5-minute review of someone's website. Who's up for it? Here we go. All the comments are coming through. Well, I've got yours coming up. I'll do a full one. So I'll do somebody else's now. Well, okay, stop. Let's see. There's only one, I think, that actually links. So I'm going to go to that one. Now, I need to do a screen sharing thing. It was Adriana Kraus. Yours is the only one that actually had a link in, so I've clicked it. I think you were first as well. So if I go to screen share, can you guys see this? Yeah, I got some nods, good. So often I'll go through someone's website for like 10 minutes before, just to have a little idea of what's going on. So I'm kind of going in completely blind here, but my first impression is that it's quite a suave and classic photographer, like for really stylish couples, city couples who really care about appearance, and they're having quite a classy wedding, maybe like in a London, like Soho townhouse kind of a place. So that's the first impression I get of your client. S&A photography, so I might think that there are two of you. Home galleries about us, yeah, definitely two of you. Investment blog, contact, so that's all super clear. Fresno wedding photographers, good. So it says where you are, but it doesn't actually tell me a descriptive word in there, but at least it says who you are, which is really good. I wouldn't mind, oh, we've got your names here, Stefan and Adriana, that's great. Such a nice photo of you guys. I really love that. So we've got 4 bits of text here that is so small, I would have just scrolled on past that. Like, that's not going to have any impact. I think these are little testimonials, so I would just do one really big, but maybe below the sort of hey there bit. And if it's for couples, I would put both of their names as well. It's sort of more social proof, if you like. So life is, I feel like the first couple of paragraphs here are not telling me anything. They're not telling me how you work, what we can expect from you, what kind of people you are. It's all a little bit of fluffy, I think. It's really hard to do it when you guys are watching. So I love that you say we were in your shoes, and I kind of want to hear more about that and how you can relate to me planning a wedding. Your favorite place is Yosemite. That's really cool. Now, if that's my favorite place, I've already got something in common with you. So I will email you and be like, oh my God, we love Yosemite too. Have you been to the wherever? So that's really good to have that sort of thing in there. However, it doesn't really tell me how you work or anything about what to expect from you as wedding photographers. This photo we've already seen, so maybe start with a different photo. And the gallery, I kind of have to, there are no arrows. It'd be nice if there were arrows, because I kind of have to click and drag, which I know to do. But when I first saw a gallery like this, I didn't know how to do it. I'm also getting the impression that, well, this might be the same bride. I think I'm seeing the same bride a few times, or yeah, the same 2 brides. So it feels like maybe you guys might be new. There's not much variety in here. The experience, what's the most important thing? Enjoy it. That's nice. I still don't feel like you're talking to any particular person, you know, whether you're eloping or having a big wedding. I still don't feel like you're talking to me. You link straight to the investment page, like our first, I don't know if there was an about link. No, this would have been nice to have an about button here to take to find more about you. But the first place we're taking is investment. So that tells me that you're the most important thing here is the price, which you don't really want. You want to put across your value before you put across the actual price. Yeah, again, there's another investment link. I would rather, you know, the sort of about us bit or the galleries first. And we're not seeing many different photos either. And actually, these are quite different. Like these kind of styles are very, very different. Like on top of a mountain and in a hotel or something. So I'm going to go to that investment page because it seems quite important to you guys. I don't know how to get the chat window up, by the way. Oh, here we go. Just in case we've got any comments here. Oh, I don't think we've got anything new. That's good. Right, so the investment takes us through your experience. It's quite a lot of text and nothing is particularly standing out. It's not telling me why it's so good that there are two of you, and that's a really big selling point that there's two of you. I really want more about why that's good and how you work. Like the experience, it's not really telling me about what the experience will be apart from actually the admin. So, you know, we'll talk before the day, after the wedding, you know, we're going to edit your photos, but what about actually on the day? Again, here it's all kind of admin-y stuff. It's not anything emotional at all. It's making me feel like, oh, this is exciting. Investment. So it's really clear what the prices are, and you go to inquiry store. I would rather have been taken to an about page first, or a gallery or something like that before investment. That's a nice. I was going to say nice length of about page. Oh, great! We've got photos of you guys. That's really cool. I always say like I want to see like really personal photos, so I feel like I know you. Wow, this is really interesting. You guys are super interesting, and so many people will have so much in common, and that's really great. I do feel like I just don't know who you're appealing to here. I'm not getting a strong feeling of yes, this is for me. So think about the kind of photos you show and how you describe how you work. I'm going to pop out of here and go back into this one. Yes, into the chat. But yeah, I think your photos look beautiful, and I love that you guys have got a photo of yourselves, but you're not showing your value, and it's just not clear immediately. Like I'm looking around your website as much as a client will. That's as long as they'll give it, and it just wasn't super clear that it was for me. As in, I can be anyone. I'm not saying me, but I don't know who it's for. How do you get around the issue of looking new if you are? I guess you could do things like styled shoots as long as they don't look like classic styled shoots. Blog posts, like useful, helpful blog posts, go to a venue and take pictures of the venue and the area. You could do free engagement shoots to get pictures of couples on there. And yeah, if you've only done a few weddings, don't think you need to put like tons of photos in your portfolio, because if you've got like 100 photos and it's clearly only like 2 different couples, it's even more obvious. So don't feel like you have to kind of cover it up. But yeah, often I can't tell if someone's new, but sometimes I really can if like there's just like a million photos of the same people in the same pose, in the same look. Sometimes at a wedding, like the dance floor will look completely different to a portrait, so you wouldn't know it was the same couple. Thank you. I'm so grateful for this, and I've been wanting to update my copywriting ASP. Oh yay! Oh, you're welcome. So much variety. Yeah, exactly. There's so much you can do from one wedding day that won't necessarily make it look like it's the same wedding day. Just confirm I need to work on my website copying chosen gallery images. Hey, Laurie. I do copywriting if anyone needs any help, by the way. I actually I do, for one photographer in particular, I do everything on his entire website. Like he'll come to me and be like, I've got this idea for a blog post, can you write it? Like, sure, yep, done. It's really nice because I feel like I'm his voice now. Okay, Laurie, I loved watching you explore website. Oh, cool, yay. That was like a super quick version. We usually spend at least 30 minutes doing it, and we nail right down, and we obviously ask information from you so that we're very specific in the advice we give. What do we charge for? I can send you a link to all the things that we do. Who knows how to shoot? I don't know how to write. No, that's exactly it. Okay, you've hit the nail on the head. Karthik, is that how you say your name? We are photographers, not copywriters, not web designers, not SEO masters. We're not admin masters or anything like that. And I am all about outsourcing. I used to be a copywriter. I used to be an editor. I had a journalism career for about 10 years or so. And now I'm a photographer, and I also love making websites. Like Todd, my boyfriend, always teases me because I've got like a million URLs I've bought, and every day I'm like, I've made a new website because I just love doing it. And so anything that I don't love doing, like my accounts, I am paying an accountant for that because I am not into doing my accounts and things like that. So yeah, definitely know your strengths. If you don't like doing something, if you're not good at it, you can definitely outsource it. How many galleries do you recommend showcasing? I like just showcasing like one portfolio of like a variety, and then you can do the individual posts on the blog. That's personally how I like to do it. What's your advice for people who have no clue what their ideal client is or feel like they have multiple ideal clients? What's that, Sam? Yeah, find a client you've loved before, or a friend you really, really like, whose values you completely get on board with, who you respect, and you know that they would be the perfect person to work for. It's best if you've got a past client who you just know was awesome, and just try to get them over and over and over again. I put a few clients together, like different pieces from different clients, and I make sure that I make that into one person. I make sure everything I do is for that one person. Any more questions? No, I think I've covered them all, haven't I? Oh, does anyone else have any questions? I can see some typing going on. Is that a dog? Oh, it's a dog, isn't it? There are two dogs. Oh, two dogs. Hey, pupsters. Oh, that's so nice. I must say, animals do really, really sell. There is no way I would stop my cat from coming in front of me during a client call. Like, my cats get me so many bookings. Like, if you have your dog in front of you like that during a client call, like, they will book you. Because if your ideal client is into animals, then absolutely bring your animals into a client call. Photos of your animals on your about page, like, people love it. You don't need much for people to feel like you're the one for them. You really don't. I've got a question on my contact form that says, why do you like me? And I've put in a joke about it being my cats, and a lot of them are like, yeah, it's your cats. It does work. How do you make graphics for websites that move or blink? Do you have a good resource for that? I've seen a lot lately. Canva is like my favorite thing in the entire world. I don't know if it blinks, but it moves, and it's amazing. I am addicted to Canva. A lot of things on my website are Canva, especially on the Kick-Ass website. Are all done. Yeah, you can make gifts with Canva. Oh, can you? Don't. Don't tell me that. I made a gift for you guys in Sam's group today of myself. Yeah, Jen loves Canva. Oh, it's so good. It's just like, if you need any graphic design done real quick, real basic, then you can just go on there and get it done. It's amazing. Everyone loves a gift. I love it. Are there any more questions? No. I'll pop a link into wherever you guys are, in my group, in Sam's group. Sam, will I do one more website review? Do I add the gift to your site like you would an image? I think I did. On my thank you page, when people get in touch, I have a GIF. I can't remember how I did it, but just test it, drag it in or whatever, and test it out and see if it works. Yeah, I've got a GIF of a cat on a keyboard and pushing the keyboard away. I was like, I'll get back to it as soon as I can. The cat's like, because my ideal client would find that funny, and the wrong person would not find that funny. Got to go, my toddler's starving. Oh, you're welcome, Jen. So Sam wants me to do another website review. Oh, goodness. See, everyone's putting actual links in now. That's good. Right. Let me have a look. I've clicked the first one. I've got Alison Heffington. Let's see if it loads. It's taking a moment. Is it going to work? Maybe there's an issue there. It could be my internet though. I don't know. I'll try the next one too. They are not loading. Maybe my internet doesn't. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've got Alison's one up now. That's great. So let me go into the Sherry thing. Sherry thing. There we go. Mm-mm. Brill. Okay, Alison. Now, you're obviously doing weddings of some sort. It doesn't say photography anywhere, even in your URL, so it's not completely clear just yet. But I'm assuming if someone comes in via like Google, then they would have seen it in your Google snippet, hopefully, that you're a photographer. It's got it up here a little bit. I would say it looks kind of busy at the moment. I don't know what. Okay, that's your Instagram. So I've never seen an Instagram at the very, very top of a website before. I think I'd rather see it at the bottom, just because, like, if someone does what I did and clicks straight on the Instagram thing, then they're going to be on Instagram. They're going to do their messages on there. They're going to look at their likes and stuff, and they'll forget about your website. So don't make it too easy to go on your Instagram, unless your Instagram is like your main gallery and your main thing. But I think just having it at the top like this just makes it look a little bit busy. I'm confused by the menu. It says shop. So now I would think, is she a wedding shop? Like, does she do dresses or decor or something like that? So, choose your experience. So I am feeling massively like this website is not for me, because it is talking to two entirely different clients right now. So I don't know what this website is doing. Since 2008, I've helped. So I've got a thing about people saying brides. I know a lot of people do it, but there are grooms too. And if I was a groom, or if my partner was with me looking at a website, they'd feel a little bit like, what about us? It's like, literally, it's two people getting married. So, you know, grooms matter too. um, sorry, dry. I haven't got the virus, I promise. Gorgeous, timeless images, they'll adore for a lifetime. So that's a really nice message we've got there. Beautiful, genuine. So we've got three kind of messages. Beautiful, genuine images stem from an exceptional experience. So I think this is quite a high class kind of thing. I'd expect it to be really expensive. Learn more. So I'm guessing that would take me to an info page of some sort. Meet your photographer good. I feel like there's just, it's a bit bitty. Like, there's all these images at the top. There's like a whole bunch of different things going on here. There's not like a big impact, a big wow impact of, this is what you do, this is who you are, this is where you are. Okay, good, we've got Dallas, Texas, so that's good. And I really like this picture of you. I think Sam's got a very similar skirt. She does. Dog mom, yeah, people love that. This is really nice, a lovely little story about you. I really like that. Learn more, good. I linked to your about page as well, so that's really cool. The wedding experience, fine. Yeah, planning resources is really good. Got great testimonials here with pictures of the couple. It's really nicely laid out. Latest blog posts, always good to have your latest blog posts. 6-month wedding planning email course. Interesting. So a lot of the time I'll see on a website, it'll say sign up to my newsletter, and have absolutely no reason to sign up to the newsletter. But this is quite clear. I feel like your website is very, very slick and classy. Apart from being a little bit sort of like bitty up here, it's very light and bright and slick and classy. Yeah, romantic, joyful. So I would think, it's quite a clear target market. I've not really seen a great deal of photos just yet. But my overwhelming first impression is that it's just not for me, because it talks about, your experience. I'm a photographer, and there's a button saying shop, and it wasn't clear that you are a photographer here at all. So I think the message could be clearer there. Oh, the photo! I'm just won over by an animal all the time. Like, that would sell it to me. And everything about your website is so slick. Even this photo, it looks like you've hired a photographer to take this, and you've planned it really, really carefully. And it really, really shows. It's very nice and clean, and it suits your style and aesthetic very well as well, which is great. Bit about you, which is nice. Oh, your dog's called Brighton. Oh, yeah. So I like little things like that. It's really nice. We could have a few more sort of real personal things in here. Oh my God, this is just the cutest. This is really sweet. I really like this about page. So it gets a little bit long down here with all sort of here. Maybe some subheadings would be good to, pull things out, so we don't have to read through a whole big body of text. This is all very, we've learned about you now, and I feel like at this point, this would be the time to talk about how you work and what your clients are looking for and who your clients are. because the about page just needs to let us know who you are, and it does that definitely. So I think that can sort of stop at this point here, I reckon. I want to know what the shop is. I don't know if it's for photographers. So I've heard this is good for SEO, but I can't remember why. To have a thing for photographers in there. But I think maybe call it for photographers or something and just take it off that homepage bit as well, just to sort of clear confusion. Portfolio. So oh God, this portfolio is a bit, did I come to the right place? So I clicked weddings and the URL is details. So neither of those is really portfolio. So I'm a bit confused about where I am and where I should be. And I've got these 3 options. Then I've got a testimonial. Then I've got a bunch of text. So I'm not sure this is actually a portfolio at all. So you really, really want to be super clear. Did I press the wrong thing? I don't know. You want to be super clear with navigation and the page that you're on. You don't want anyone to say, oh, I wanted to see photos and I literally don't know how to find photos. So that's really important, just to make everything super clear. And sometimes things can be really obvious to you because you've always known it. I'm just having a little look at the comments. Sam likes your dog too. Yeah, your work is really beautiful. I just can't find any more photos, which is a real shame. Portfolios are on that page, she says. The portfolio. Oh, do I have to click again? So the more clicks, the more work someone has to do. Like you're making them do too much work to find the thing they want. And to find wedding photos should be the easiest thing on a photography website. And it's a little bit frustrating to use the gallery where I have to keep on clicking through and I can't just sort of scroll really easily. But they're very, very consistent. Like it's quite clear your client here. It's kind of lacking like guest photos and ceremony and things like that. Confetti, party photos of any sort, speeches. It's all portraits, which tells me that the portraits are incredibly important to your couples, and that is why they'll book you. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's great. So I think we've been here about an hour now, so I'll stop that there. I hope that was helpful. Sorry, it's like the super quickest reviews ever here, but oh yeah, I'm glad that was helpful. Yeah.
They are so helpful, so helpful.
Oh, you're welcome.
You guys, Anna does website reviews all the time, and she's absolutely incredible. I've had her do mine as well, although I'm like completely redesigning my website, so I haven't made any of the changes yet. But she is just absolutely incredible. And y'all should go check it out on kickassphotographers.com and go book one for her if you really want one, because she's amazing. You don't even have to do the promoting for yourself, Anna. I got you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
You're awesome. And this was so great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yay. Oh, Sandra, she's done mine. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Oh. That's so nice. It feels so satisfying when I hear back from people and they're like, oh yeah, you said everything I was thinking, but I didn't even know I was thinking it, and oh wow, like I didn't even notice that. And I'll see that sometimes I'll pop in on people's websites later and I'll be like, Todd, come here, look at this person's website now, look how good it looks. And we flip out at how much work.
And you do like follow-up ones too, right? Like you offer like a follow-up.
Yeah, we do re-reviews. Yeah.
Reviews.
Yes. Yeah, because there's no point in making all these changes and then it not being quite right. So we do it's like a third of the price to get it re-reviewed. So we can just check it over and be like, yeah, this is bang on. It's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, we did a re-review for Sandra as well, we did.
You guys, I'm putting in the link again for you guys right now. This is just to her homepage, to kickassphotographers.com. She got some blog post generators on there and about page generators on there and like all sorts of really nifty stuff. So check it out.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I
started not even allowing you to promote yourself. I'm like, let me just say how awesome you are.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, I started doing. I wrote about me pages. People would hire me to write their about me pages, and I thought, I wonder if I can turn this into kind of a template without it looking like a template. So I made a thing where you pick, I fill in the blank about page where you pick drop down, so you don't even have to write in the blanks. And it's like super personalized to everybody. So I made that template, and that's been amazing. So I made one for blog posts as well.
Yeah, and
That's
Sam
been really
said
good
they
too.
helped her so much. She always gets green on her SEO for blogs now.
Yay. Yeah, that's it. Like if you don't want to hire a copywriter for everything all the time, then the generators will, you can use them over and over again. So that's pretty handy. Sandra, oh yay. Do you know what? For other genres, I have been working on them. I have about me page generators for family, portrait, pet, and wedding photographers. Blog ones are harder because I know weddings inside out, and so I know exactly what kind of thing to blog. Whereas more like family shoots and stuff are so variable. But I'm trying. I'm working on it. Yeah. The email teardown. Yes, I do. I do the email teardowns. It's quite interesting, the email one, because people send me the email that they send out in response to their inquiries, and I've had a few that clearly came from the same template, word for word. I'm like, firstly, this isn't your voice, and secondly, if anyone's inquiring with other people, they might get the same template twice. Like, and also the template was bad. Like, it was just, there was no call to action or anything like, and it just, yeah, it's fascinating the sort of things that that I've seen in there. I just did a blog on backyard weddings. You got a wedding from me, yay! Oh, that's great, yay! It works. That's it. Blog the kind of things that you love and that your ideal clients love. Oh, you're welcome, Laurie. Oh, oh, that's really cool. I love listening to you talk. Oh, thanks, Maria. When I was like 15, I wanted to be a TV presenter. That dream didn't come real, but that's really nice to hear. Thank you. Oh, does anyone else have any more questions before we wrap up? I can only see like 6 of you. So the other ones are just a
I
name
know there's
number.
a lot of people on here right now. It's so exciting.
Well, 44 people. Wow.
It was up to like 60 something at one point. Wild. Yeah, Anna, you're popular. I love it. Thank you so much, Anna. We can
Welcome, you guys.
close the Zoom chat now, but thank you guys all so much for coming here and showing up. You're showing up in your businesses. You guys are like doing something productive for yourselves, which is super exciting, and hopefully it gives you some things to do while everything is pretty slow right now, and you guys will see some improvements. You guys, if you didn't know, Anna has a group on Facebook. What's the link, Anna? Is it?
It's Kick-Ass Photographers.
It's called Kick-Ass Photographers if you guys do a search for it. But you guys, if you work on your website and then you head into Anna's group, you could post it up and share it and let her know how it helped you. I'll let her know the improvements you made from this.
Yeah. I love hearing that stuff.
Yeah. And she also does like periodic free website reviews in her group too.
Yeah, we're doing like a blast through on Thursday.
Yes, you guys join the group.
Yeah, together we're going to do like mini like half the length ones we just did just now, of loads of them, just to like super quick, like a first impression kind of a website review on Thursday. We're gonna like see how many we can get through in like an hour or whatever.
That's like so exciting. Like first impression reviews. What's the first impression that you give? Yeah, that's awesome. So exciting, you guys. So make sure that you guys join her group and check out all the other stuff she has to offer. Anna's amazing. And if you are sitting there like, well, guys, I can't afford anything right now, that's okay. We hope you still got something out of this.
Oh, thanks for tuning in, you guys.
All right, guys. Bye, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.